Okay, so I'm just gonna do a chatty video about Otavalo in Ecuador. I'm kind of going to, so I just got back from the Galapagos, and so I was in Quito, and then I'm kind of making my way to Colombia. So I stop off in this town called Otavalo, and all I knew was that I had this great like marketplace, and I thought that, oh, cool, that's cool. I'll just stop there before I go to Colombia. So I stopped there, and first off, the bus there was kind of sketchy. Like every other bus, they kind of like had a bus station, but I was the only one going to Otavalo. And I got dropped off on the side of a highway, like not near anything, and they're like, bye. And I was like, wait a minute, like where am I going? And they just left. So it was the first time I was just like stranded on the side of the road, and I was kind of freaking out. And so I walked like probably a mile back to town, because I had been paying attention and I saw that we went through the town. And I'm walking around, and I don't really have a hotel or a hostel, and I'm kind of just like freaked out that I just got like dumped off on the side of the road. So this guy comes up to me and he's speaking English, and he's just like, hey, where are you headed? And I was like, he seemed like a nice enough guy. And I was like, I'm just trying to find a hotel or a hostel. And he's like, okay. And I've done this before. I've asked the locals where a cheap hotel is. He's like, okay. I'll show you. So he shows me, and it's fine. It's a really cheap hotel, and it's his friend's, like, is a family friend's place, and is a local Ecuadorian. And then he was like, oh, well, let me take you to dinner. And I was like, okay. And he's really nice. He paid for my dinner, and we like, I had pizza, and it wasn't like a cheap restaurant. It was like a pricey like Western restaurant. So, and then he's like, oh, you have to go to the lagunas. I'll take you. So he takes us on this local bus to the lagunas. He's telling me about the history. And I'm really sketchy about people like that, but he seemed pretty nice. But then he was also like really touchy. And I am not a hugger. I don't like it when people touch me. Unless if you're my boyfriend or a really close friends, like I don't want to hug you or even like touch you or like anything, and that's just me. But he was like a hugger. You could tell he was a hugger. He's one of those people that will like hug you without even asking if it's okay to hug you or not. And I kind of got that. Like I get that like most people like to hug each other and have like kind of like affection, but that's just not me, especially with a stranger. So at the end of the night, he kept wanting to like invite me home to his family for dinner, and he's like, my little sister, I love it. And he gave me like this friendship bracelet, and I was just like, okay, it's a little bit too close too soon. But anyways, I agreed to meet up with him the next day, and the next day he was going to take me to this mountain, but he never did. So I did it myself, because that's what I do. I do things by myself. And then I met up with him. Well, I saw him later, because I didn't have a phone and he didn't. And he's like, oh, sorry, I couldn't call you. Something came up. And then he's like, we'll meet up tomorrow. And then he like came and he like gave me flowers, and it's just really sketchy. And I was like, he knows where I'm at. I also, that day I went to the marketplace. I got a really cool hat. I mean, it's kind of broken now because it's been in my backpack forever. But it's supposed to be a Panama hat. So I got the hat, and I went to the waterfalls, and I was having a good day. And then he was like, he came back, and he's like, he wanted to like give me flowers and do stuff like that. And I was like, the next day I was like, no, this guy's getting too close to me too fast, and I'm kind of freaked out. He knows where I'm staying. So I ended up leaving at like 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, and I just went to Colombia. So that was my creepy guy story. But Otavalo wasn't like, I did fun things and I did cool things, but I think I was just creeped out by the local guy more than anything. But the marketplace wasn't anything special to go to. I probably wouldn't really go to it if like, I probably would have just gone to Colombia. Okay, so next video is probably gonna be, well, it will be about Colombia. I love Colombia, so lots of good stories there. So, see you later.